Is it vertical or horizontal right now? Because I can't really tell. Let me click on this. All right, should be okay. No one's here just yet, right? It's okay. Well, I'm just hanging out in the park right now. So let's see. Yep, no one's around me because right now it's 1 p.m. afternoon in China. Normally people have their lunch break at this hour. When I say lunch break, it's normally a 2 hour or even 2.5 hour lunch break in mainland China, right? So during this time of period, people normally just go home, cook their own lunch, or even picking up kids from school. Yeah, kids at school got pretty long break too during lunch. But it's during summer, so I guess they can save themselves sometimes, right? So yep, I'm still waiting for people to kick in. Maybe that's horizontal. Let me just change that a bit. Okay, well, I was trying to set it vertically, but it just turns out to be horizontal now, so I'm guessing it's fine. So yep, the park is really quiet. Okay, so let's talk about Trump meeting up with Zelensky, right? What exactly happened today? Well, first thing we noticed, that is, Zelensky was wearing a suit. That's a progress. It was actually a very fancy suit, and I saw some people calling that like a James Bond villain type of outfit, which cracks me up, right? Hey, someone's here. That's nice. Yeah, hang out with me for a second, yeah? So, what did they talk about today? Of course, they were talking about the possibility of ending the war. What really interesting was Trump somewhat guarantees safety for Ukraine. And during the summit with other European leaders, Trump called Putin. To me, that sounds crazy. Like you're literally in the middle of somewhere, right? You're in the middle of something. You're having a probably the most important conference in the world right now. You decided to pause the meeting. You decided to pause the conversation to give Putin a call. Well, maybe that is also important as well. Who knows? And according to news reports, that call with Putin lasted for about 40 minutes. So I'm thinking maybe they're making a deal. Hey guys, I'm live streaming from China. This is one of the parks that's close to my studio. Very beautiful, very quiet at the moment. So yeah, so for Zelensky, he kinda agrees to yeah, I got slipped right there a little bit. He kinda agreed to what Trump was saying, right? You know, prior to the meeting, Trump was saying that, you know what, we can help you to ensure the security of your country. However, you gotta give away a few lands or a few territories. Zelensky might be softer now, but we don't have a conclusion yet, right? Nothing has been settled, nothing has been established, but they're working on it. More importantly, President Trump is trying to set up a meeting with not just Zelensky, the NATO leaders, but also Putin. So hopefully that's going to go well. I mean, obviously the world is tired of warfares and stuff like that. And for the past year, warfare has been happening. It has been going on around the world. You got Iran. You got Russia, Ukraine. Even in Asia, you got Thailand versus Cambodia, right? So yeah, we're not in a very peaceful time right now. Okay, let's just walk up there. So what happens, right? So what exactly is going to happen for the three-way talk or the three-way summit with Trump, Zelensky, and Putin? Of course, they're gonna talk about the deal. I think. Remember last week or this past weekend, Trump already met up with Putin. They already had their conversation. I think they already made a deal. Whether that's about trading, stopping the war, or sharing some Ukrainian territories, I think they possibly talked about it. Is China going to interfere? Well, that's what a lot of people ask, right? Because obviously China is also a superpower. Is China going to interfere? Probably not. I really doubt it. Because for China right now, I think the most important mission is to boost up the economy back up. This park is actually bigger than I thought. You know what? It's kind of raining right now, right? It wasn't raining the other day, so I came here to play basketball, and people play pretty physically at this park. I guess that's the same everywhere at outdoor courts. So let's talk about basketball for a little bit, right? Since we're here. One thing I feel like that's really different from China and the US when it comes to basketball, that is the trash talking. In America, strangers will freaking trash talk to you all the time, right? But over here, no. I mean, only when you become friends with them, then they'll tease you, they will try to like make fun of you just to joke around, just for the sake of it. But in the US, I think American ballers will see trash talking as like a strategy, right? Because that's how they make you lose your calm. That's how they make you, lose your rhythm. But over here, if you're trash talking to a stranger, that's considered as very much disrespectful. And yeah, our culture doesn't work like that. I mean, of course, you could still do it, but just be aware the game is going to be very physical and intense afterward. All right. Butterfly. Dude, this park is actually humongous. I'm going to show you guys the view a little bit. You see there's like a smoke shack over there where you got seniors hanging out. A little nice looking bridge. Nice. Yeah, guys, I just can't wait to see what they're gonna talk about for the next meeting in between Trump, Putin, and Zelensky. Like, I really can't wait. I think it's gonna be very much exciting. Oh, it started to rain heavily. Let's go across the bridge. Let me get under there. Yeah, I'm just trying to dodge the rain for a bit. Ooh, and the ground is slippery. I better watch out. Oh my God. How do I get to the other side? Okay. Just found a way. All right. Isn't it beautiful, guys? Yep, I'm living in a very beautiful country, my hometown. I mean, this is technically not my hometown, but it's my home state or province. It's called Guangdong, where the language Cantonese is originally from. One bad thing about it, that is, it rains all the time, like right now. Let me just go, I don't want to be under the tree or anything, because there might be like lightning strike. Oh boy, it's getting bad, it's getting bad. All right. And I can't even walk fast because the ground is extremely slippery and I don't want to fall and, break my spine. Oh boy. Yep, found it right here. Let me just get into this little shack. so we can chat a little bit more just to avoid the rain. Oh, someone's here. Hey, okay. Well, don't mean to scare them away. Okay, so let's stop by for a little bit. Wow, the rain is pretty severe right now. Dang. Okay, so let's hang out here for a bit. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm very excited to see what the three leaders will have to say about the possibility of ending the war. Putin, Zelensky, and Donald Trump. I mean, obviously they're gonna make a deal. Putin is not gonna back up easily. He's not gonna be like, you know what, it's Sunday afternoon, let me just pull my army back to Russia. No, he's not gonna do it, right? There's got to be a condition of it, and he already gave away his condition the other day. He wanted Eastern Ukrainian territory. So that's like the Crimea area, right? If I pronounce it right, that the territory is called Crimea. But now really it's up to Zelensky whether he's going to give it up. If you're asking me whether that's the right thing to do, objectively speaking, I don't know. I mean, it is a tough question. It really is a tough question. As a leader of a nation, you don't want to give up any of your territories, right? Which is normal. But if you don't do it, your people are just going to suffer, and eventually your country is going to be doomed. I think also, one thing that Zelensky needs to promise Putin, that is, he's not going to join NATO. That was the very reason to trigger the conflict, right? Ukrainian joining the NATO. That was the initial reason for Putin to jump in. Was that wrong? I mean, probably not, but could it be a threat to Russia? Yes, absolutely. Imagine you're having a country right next to you all of a sudden gaining like massive military power, and this country has not been very friendly to you. So I'm not a Putin fan or anything, but I'm just saying that I understand why he would do it, right? I mean, a lot of you would call it an invasion, but on the other hand, some people would call it self-defense. It's very much debatable. So yeah. I also read about something very funny. So Trump was saying that the leader of China told him the other day that as long as you're in the office as the president of the United States, I would not attack Taiwan. That's a very sensitive topic to talk about, right? Especially where I'm at. But I'm not sure if the Chinese leaders would tell Trump that. I'm not sure. I really am not. Because like for China, like for mainland China, one of the priorities is to unify the country, right, once and for all. Are we really, well, not we as citizens, right? Are the Chinese leaders really gonna give it up, or to pause that action just because of Trump? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think that's how things work. Unless Trump is really giving, you know, is giving us tons of benefits. But the most crucial topic between China-U.S. relationship is definitely the island of Taiwan. We can't deny it, right? And that's the reason why the U.S. been announcing to the world that Taiwan is not a country and Taiwan's part of China. You guys can look it up. Every president of the United States have said it. Taiwan belongs to China because they don't want to escalate the situation, right? If you ask me for my opinion, I mean, I grew up in China. What do you expect, right? I understand what some of the people who lives in Taiwan think. I know what they're concerning about. But like I said, objectively speaking and realistically speaking, I don't think Taiwan's a country. It really isn't. I mean, they're not even part of the United Nations. They have no diplomatic relationship with the U.S. and a lot of other countries. So, you think about it, right? But once again, you might think otherwise. I respect your opinion. I'm just telling you. I'm just sharing with you what my thought is. To me, what's factual might be just an opinion to you, so that's fine. I mean, it seems like the ring is getting heavier. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. There's a lady having lunch over there, and I don't want to interrupt her. Oh boy. I heard that like ring is actually bad for your hair. If you got ringed a lot, you're gonna lose hair. Oh man, I'm getting there. Yep, I'm in my 30s now, so gotta watch out for that hair count. So, a lot of you might be thinking, well, how does it feel to live in China, right? Especially for me who lived overseas for such a long time. I came back to China last year. The last time I was back was 10 years ago. You might be wondering, like, well, what are the major differences between living in the US and China? Honestly, depending on what cities you live in. For example, when I was back in the States, I lived in this city called Alhambra. Quite peaceful. It was like a small town, right, with only like maybe 80,000 residents. Yeah, it's a pretty small town in California compared to other major cities. So Alhambra actually shares a lot of similarities with where I'm at right now. By the way, this city I'm at is called Zhongshan. Zhongshan. You guys can look it up. Pretty nice city. It's considered as a tier 3 city in China. A lot of you have heard of Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, of course, Hong Kong. Those are like tier 1 cities. But this one is a tier 3. Okay, to be fair, last year it was still tier 2, but I heard that they were losing population, so it's, it's tier 3 right now. Economically speaking, it's not over the top. It's nothing impressive, but this is still the richest province in China. The province is called Guangdong. Okay, one thing I noticed in this park that there are a lot of kittens. There are a lot of cats around here. Can you guys see it? Yep. Don't worry, we're not gonna catch them for dinners, okay? Like, I don't know why there's so many Americans think that Chinese people eat dogs and cats. I don't. I don't think a lot of people do. But does this kind of dieting behavior still exist? Unfortunately, yes, but it's getting less and less. Yeah, I think nowadays more and more Chinese people will have pets at home, and as long as you have pets, you notice the differences between pets and an animal that's for meat material. My dad started having a dog since 5 years ago, and ever since then he would not taste a single piece of dog meat. I know it sounds disturbing, but yeah, my dad used to eat dogs, according to himself. Have I ate dogs before? Yes, unfortunately, when I was little. I didn't even know what it was, to be honest. Yeah, let's stop talking about eating dogs because that's disturbing. I get it. But yeah, those are the apartments for residents. Yeah, once again, this park is really big, and there are a lot of like hidden spots over here for loving couples to come around and hang out, if you know what I mean. Okay. Oh. Okay, one thing that pisses me off that is every day when you wake up in the morning, you would think it was a sunny day, right? You would think you're gonna have sunshine, you're gonna be having good weather, you're gonna enjoy your day, you're gonna play basketball afterward, but all of a sudden it just pours tons of rain onto you. I know there are not a lot of people right now around here with me, because my channel doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers yet. I just reached 1,100. But yeah, I think I'm making a progress. I think it's working pretty fine. There's a security guard over there. Doesn't give a damn what I'm doing. Right, he's right there. I swear, if he comes to stop me, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Just kidding. No, people don't care about what you do over here in this country. They really don't. Oh, since we're talking about the difference in between living in China and the US, so one thing I have noticed that's pretty significant, that is, on the streets of America, there are way more cops than in China, right? Literally, you'll see